Hi, if anybody has any advice for me, I'd be super grateful. I have a really simple setup here with a sine wave oscillator and a mixer so I can adjust the volume. And then I'm driving a PWM object that I created in another video. And so this PWM object, it has as its input a FRAC32 buffer. And then I copied the init code from elsewhere, ratcheted the PWM clock up to 200 megahertz, and so I look at the inlet in my S rate, and then I set a GPIO for the DIR, and then I set the PWM to be a 12-bit value, and that's all working pretty well. I was able to verify it with the scope, but I'm having one weird problem where it's not changing the update rate of the PWM values at the full 48 kilohertz S rate. Okay, so this is a scope trace here, and you see how it's got the same PWM value here for 3 divisions or so, and then right here it picks up another value for about 3 or 4 divisions, and then it switches. So that turns out to be approximately 300 microseconds. So you flip that around, and it's approximately 3 kilohertz, 4 kilohertz, so that this gets updated. So it's not getting updated at the full 48 kilohertz, although the PWM clock is working great. These little divisions there, that's something like a 20 microsecond period for 50 kilohertz or something like that. So I don't know why this value would only ever change at 3 kilohertz. Am I doing something wrong? Has this got to do with how an input buffer works? Something that I don't know. Like when I look at the S rate code for a mixer, I just see that it takes in the 2 inlets, computes a multiply and add, accumulate, and then writes it. There's no dealing with the buffer per se. So am I free to do that in also when I take like a synthesizer output, like a sine wave, and send it to my PWM? Yeah, that's like some detail I don't quite understand, because it's interesting that my error is approximately 3 kilohertz, which is 1/16th of the 48 kilohertz system rate. So it just seems like there's something I've overlooked or missed. If anyone could help explain that to me, I'd be really grateful. Thank you so much. As a thank you, I'll make some trippy patterns with the mesh on the screen. That's pretty neat right there. Oh yeah.